Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I want to talk to you tonight about a power so simple, yet so profound, that it can shift the entire course of your life. It is not hidden in volumes of books, nor buried in secret places, but rests on your tongue and in your mind. This power is carried in a single word, a word that, when spoken with faith, belief, and expectation, becomes a key that opens doors you once thought were locked. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that the universe responds to the words we speak, for our words are not idle. They are forces that set unseen currents into motion. This one word, when aligned with your intention, can summon opportunities, dissolve obstacles, and call forth the very things you have been seeking. It does not matter where you stand right now, whether at the beginning of a journey or facing a wall too high to climb. This word can turn barriers into gateways. It can change closed hearts, move resistant circumstances, and create a clear path where none seem to exist, because when spoken with authority, it vibrates with the law of divine supply and order. Tonight, I want you to hear it not as a mere sound, but as a seed planted in the soil of your destiny. For words are seeds, and the harvest always matches the planting. When we begin to understand that the creative power of spoken words shapes reality, everything about the way we think and act starts to shift. Words are not mere sounds, they are living entities, carrying vibrations that move into the unseen and bring back forms. Florence Scovel Shinn emphasized that the spoken word is a sword, a tool of creation, a command issued to the universe. When you say something with conviction, the universe bends to accommodate that frequency, aligning circumstances, people, and events to match your declaration. This is why many people speak unconsciously and then wonder why their lives reflect chaos, limitation, or lack. Every complaint, every negative statement, every fearful utterance is planting a seed in the soil of your life. And seeds do not question whether they are good or bad, they simply grow. If you say, "I can't afford it," you are closing a door. If you say, "I always have enough," you are opening one. Words go ahead of us, shaping conditions before we even arrive. They are like builders who go before us and create the house we will live in. When you speak faith, you build a strong house. When you speak doubt, you construct a fragile one. Think about how many times you have said things casually. "Nothing ever works out for me. This always happens to me. I'm unlucky." And then life seemed to prove you right. It wasn't fate. It was the law of your own word in action. The tongue is a creative instrument, and when aligned with vision, it writes the script of your life. Every time you affirm something with confidence, you are sending a message to your subconscious mind and to the infinite intelligence that governs all. The subconscious does not argue, it accepts and produces. If you repeat words of power, words of confidence, words of expectation, they begin to carve pathways for opportunities to appear. Imagine standing before a closed door. Your words are the key. If you say, "It's locked," you walk away. If you say, "There is a way," you start searching. If you declare, "The door opens for me," you find the knob and turn it. This is not wishful thinking. This is aligning your inner state with the laws of creation. Energy follows attention, and attention is often directed by words. This is why prayers, affirmations, and decrees are so powerful. They focus your inner energy toward an outcome, and the unseen forces respond. People sometimes underestimate how much their environment, relationships, finances, and health are influenced by habitual speech. A person who constantly speaks of illness often struggles with it. One who speaks of abundance attracts it. It is not magic, it is the echo of your own vibration returning to you. When you speak, you are casting a vote for the future. You are writing checks on the bank of life, and whether they are small or large, positive or negative, they will be cashed. The world hears your words even when whispered. The law of cause and effect is precise. This is why great teachers, prophets, and thinkers have always emphasized the spoken word. "Let there be light," was not a suggestion, it was a command. Your own life can mirror this authority if you become conscious of what you say. Stop saying things that limit you and start speaking things that expand you. Replace "I can't" with "I can." Replace "It's too hard" with "I am capable." These subtle changes in language reshape your mental patterns, and your mental patterns shape your external conditions. If your words are consistent with your vision, your life will begin to reflect it. A spoken word has creative power because it sets your intention in motion. It directs your focus, strengthens your faith, and signals to the universe that you are ready to receive. Your words become the blueprint, the universe becomes the builder. When spoken with authority, they carry the force of law, and law is impartial. It simply fulfills the order given. When we talk about one word spoken, with faith activating divine law, we are entering into the realm where the unseen becomes seen and the impossible becomes possible. Faith is the substance that gives weight to a word, the invisible energy that breathes life into sound and makes it a living decree. Without faith, words are empty. With faith, they are unstoppable. Florence Scovel Shinn often taught that faith is not hoping, it is knowing. It is the confident expectation that what you have spoken is already accomplished in the spiritual realm and must eventually manifest in the material. One word spoken in this state of knowing moves through invisible channels and rearranges conditions. It is as though the universe stands waiting for an order, and faith is the signature on the order form. When a word is uttered with belief, it is not a suggestion, it is a command. It is a sound that carries authority. Think of how even in everyday life, words spoken with confidence influence people, shift decisions, and create movement. How much more powerful are words spoken with faith to the universal laws that govern life? The law responds not to fear, not to doubt, but to conviction. That is why prayers, affirmations, and decrees spoken with unwavering certainty bring results, while half-hearted murmurs fall flat. Faith transforms a word into a force. It ignites it, sends it forward with a kind of magnetic pull, attracting people, opportunities, and ideas to fulfill its purpose. When someone says, "I am healed," and believes it, the cells of the body begin to align with that truth. When someone says, "I am provided for," and feels no worry, circumstances begin to conspire to bring supply. Faith does not argue with appearances. It speaks to the unseen, and the unseen shapes the seen. Many people cancel the power of their words because they mix them with doubt. They say the right thing, but in their heart expect the opposite, and so the words return empty. But when a person speaks with faith, that word travels like an arrow, straight to its mark. It does not wander, it does not hesitate. Faith does not need to know how, it only knows that it will be done. One word can be enough when it is charged with this energy. Imagine standing at the edge of a challenge and speaking the word, "victory," with complete assurance. That single utterance sets something in motion, because faith lifts it out of mere sound and turns it into a creative act. The divine law is impartial. It does not decide for you. It simply mirrors back what you believe and declare. The moment you speak with faith, the law moves into action to reflect it. Every person has experienced, even in small ways, the difference between speaking casually and speaking with conviction. The difference is palpable. The listener feels it, the atmosphere shifts, and things begin to happen. The same principle applies on a higher plane when dealing with divine law. Words are not judged by their length but by their weight, and faith gives them weight. Even a single word, spoken in alignment with truth, can collapse barriers, open doors, and call forth provision. The key is belief without wavering, the steadfastness that says, "This is mine," even when circumstances seem to say otherwise. Faith does not borrow power, it generates it. When you speak that one word, your subconscious accepts it as instruction, your emotions align, and the law answers. You are no longer pleading, you are declaring. The difference is subtle but crucial. Pleading comes from lack, declaring comes from possession. Divine law recognizes the language of possession. Faith says, "It is done," and the universe echoes back, "It is so." This is why so many great teachings emphasize the spoken word. Faith makes it creative, and the law makes it inevitable. The moment a word is infused with belief, it is as if it has been stamped with authority, and everything necessary for its fulfillment begins to align, unseen forces arranging themselves to deliver exactly what has been claimed. Words are seeds that bring forth their own harvest, and this truth is one of the most powerful principles a person can ever grasp. When you understand that everything you speak is a planting, your entire outlook changes. You begin to see that your conversations, your declarations, even the quiet things you say to yourself, are shaping the soil of your future. Florence Scovel Shinn often described words as boomerangs, returning to the one who sent them. But more than that, they are like seeds that go into fertile ground and grow into forms consistent with their nature. You cannot plant corn and expect roses, nor can you sow weeds and expect wheat. In the same way, you cannot speak failure and expect success, or speak fear and expect courage. The words you speak, whether positive or negative, are carriers of energy and intention, and they will always produce after their kind. This is why some people seem to live in cycles of struggle. Their language has been unconsciously programming their lives. Each complaint is a seed, each doubt is a seed, each declaration of lack is a seed, and these grow quietly until they manifest as circumstances, relationships, or experiences that mirror the original words. On the other hand, those who understand this law guard their words carefully, speaking life, speaking victory, speaking abundance, even when appearances seem to deny it. They know that the seed always grows underground before it breaks through the soil, and so they keep planting words of faith, trusting that the harvest will come in due time. A farmer does not plant a seed today and demand the crop tomorrow. He understands seasons, he understands process, and he trusts the soil to do its work. In the same way, your words need patience. They are not wasted. They are working even when you cannot see the evidence. Every affirmation, every prayer, every bold statement is setting unseen processes in motion, building roots, pushing through resistance, preparing to appear. The challenge for many is that they uproot their seeds with contradictory speech. They affirm abundance in the morning and complain of lack by evening. They declare healing one day and confess sickness the next. These mixed seeds create a tangled field, and the harvest becomes confused. Consistency is the key. The more you align your words with what you desire, the more powerfully those seeds take root. And remember, seeds grow best in fertile soil, so your mind and heart must be prepared to receive. This means letting go of bitterness, resentment, and fear, because these things choke the growth. A mind filled with gratitude and expectation creates the richest ground. Think of some of the greatest changes in history, movements, inventions, revolutions. Many started with words spoken boldly. Someone dared to declare an idea, a vision, a possibility, and those words found listeners, planted seeds in minds, and grew into actions and realities. In your own life, your words are creating atmospheres around you. When you tell a child he is capable, you plant confidence. When you encourage a friend, you sow hope. When you speak to yourself and say, "I can do this," you are planting resilience. These things do not return void. They produce. And they multiply, because words do not just affect the moment they are spoken. They linger, they echo. They continue to shape perceptions and actions long after they leave your mouth. This is why it is said that life and death are in the power of the tongue. It is not metaphor, it is law. Every phrase is a planting, every statement a seedling waiting to grow. The question is, what kind of garden are you planting? If you want joy, speak joy. If you want peace, speak peace. If you want provision, speak provision. It does not matter if you feel it yet. The seed does not need to feel the sun to know it will grow. It only needs to be planted. Your harvest will always resemble your words because the soil of life is impartial. It grows whatever is sown. Aligning speech with intention opens hidden doors because it brings your inner vision and your outer expression into perfect harmony, and that harmony becomes magnetic. When what you think, believe, and say are in agreement, your words carry a special authority that moves things in your favor. Too many people speak words that contradict what they want. They say they want success, but constantly talk about failure. They desire abundance, but speak of lack. They long for love, but confess loneliness. These conflicting signals confuse the mind and send mixed messages to the world around them. But when speech and intention are united, when your tongue echoes the picture of your heart, it is like striking the same note repeatedly until it resonates and opens new spaces. Florence Scovel Shinn often emphasized that what you speak should match what you desire, because words are commands that call forth conditions. Your intention is like a blueprint, and your words are the builders. When you speak deliberately and intentionally, you are giving clear orders to the subconscious mind, which in turn influences behavior, choices, and even the unseen circumstances that align to fulfill those words. Every declaration sets something in motion, but when it is fueled by purpose and clarity, it travels further, faster, and with greater effect. Think about a key that fits perfectly into a lock. It turns easily and opens what was closed. Your intention is the key's shape, and your speech is the act of turning it. When you speak without intention, it is like trying to open a lock with the wrong key. It grinds, resists, and nothing happens. But when you speak with precision and belief, doors open because everything is in alignment. People often underestimate how much power lies in speaking what they truly desire instead of what they fear. Many allow casual words of complaint, sarcasm, or self-doubt to become their daily language, and those words create barriers rather than pathways. The law of cause and effect operates on both conscious and unconscious levels, and when your speech supports your highest goals, it removes those barriers. It draws the right people, the right opportunities, the right ideas to you because you are in tune with what you seek. Imagine an inventor speaking about his discovery long before it is proven, or an artist describing her masterpiece before it is painted. Their words are not idle. They are declarations of intention spoken into the world so that reality can catch up. In your life, aligning your words with your goals means you no longer give power to contradictions. Instead of saying, "I hope this happens," you say, "This is happening." Instead of saying, "I can't find a way," you say, "The way is opening for me now." This kind of language shifts your focus, trains your mind to look for solutions, and communicates strength to others. It also builds trust within yourself, because each time you speak intentionally and follow through, you reinforce the belief that your word is law to you. Opportunities often seem hidden because we are not prepared to see them. Aligning your speech with your vision clears away the fog. It sharpens your perception, making you notice details, connections, and resources that you might have ignored otherwise. You start to recognize the very doors that were always there, but unseen, because your mind and your mouth were speaking different languages. The subconscious responds strongly to repetition and emotional charge, and when your speech is both consistent and heartfelt, it programs you for action and receptivity. The energy of your words travels beyond you, influencing others, opening conversations, and creating impressions that can lead to invitations, recommendations, and breakthroughs. Speaking intentionally is not about forcing things. It is about aligning yourself so that your words become keys instead of walls. Every sentence can either open something or close it. And when you choose to speak with clarity, confidence, and vision, those sentences become a path. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, and soon you find that life is responding to your declarations. Conversations start to flow differently, people treat you differently, and situations seem to move in your favor. This is not coincidence, but the natural outcome of unity between your inner and outer worlds. When speech aligns with intention, you are no longer divided, your energy is focused, your direction is clear, and your words have the strength to push through resistance and reveal opportunities that were hidden before. Fearful words close opportunities, bold words create them. And this truth explains why some people seem to live with endless possibilities while others constantly face limitations. Every word you speak carries energy, and that energy either opens or shuts doors. When your speech is saturated with fear, doubt, or hesitation, you unknowingly send a message to your mind and to the world that you are not ready, that you are unwilling to step forward, that you expect failure. The mind is obedient, and it takes those fearful phrases and begins to shape your thoughts, your feelings, and eventually your actions around them. You start to see fewer options, you feel weaker, and even when opportunities appear, you hesitate or fail to recognize them because your language has programmed you to expect difficulty. Think of how often people say things like, "I'm afraid this won't work," "I don't think I can handle this," or "Nothing ever goes my way." These words carry weight, and they attract situations that confirm them. Florence Scovel Shinn often reminded her listeners that fear is faith in the wrong direction, a belief in negative outcomes instead of positive ones. And when you give your words to fear, you are essentially planting seeds of failure. But the opposite is just as true, and it is more powerful. Bold words create openings where none existed before. When you speak confidently, you energize yourself and the people around you. You give your mind a target to aim at and a reason to find solutions. A person who says, "I can handle this," "Something good is coming," or "The right path will show up," is not ignoring reality, they are choosing to shape it. Those words generate momentum because they align you with courage and clarity. They prepare you to notice the small clues that lead to big changes. Life responds to boldness because boldness sends a clear signal that you are willing to move forward, to try, to claim something better. The moment you speak boldly, something shifts inside you. Your posture changes, your tone changes, and the energy around you changes. People listen differently, opportunities feel closer, and even setbacks look smaller because your language has framed the situation in terms of possibility, not defeat. Bold words are not about arrogance. They are about belief, about calling things as if they are already possible. Every great leader, inventor, or dreamer spoke boldly before they saw results. They declared things others thought were impossible, and because of that, they opened paths that fear could never find. Your words act like magnets, pulling to you experiences that match them, and the more consistent you are with bold speech, the more your confidence grows. Even when you do not see immediate results, bold words keep you moving. They keep the door of hope open, which is often the difference between giving up and breaking through. Fearful words, on the other hand, make you shrink. They make you avoid chances, decline offers, and settle for less. Over time, those small retreats become a pattern, and opportunities start passing by unnoticed. But you can change this pattern the moment you decide to replace fear with courage in your speech. Start by catching yourself when you are about to speak something negative. Stop mid-sentence and choose different words. It might feel strange at first, but every shift adds strength to your voice. You begin to notice that speaking boldly changes how you feel and how others respond. When you say, "I will find a way," people are drawn to help you. When you say, "This is too hard," people step back. Your language not only directs your mind, but also influences your environment. The courage to speak boldly invites collaboration, respect, and trust. It paints you as someone who is ready for growth, and opportunities naturally flow toward readiness. Remember, doors rarely open to the timid. They open to those who knock with confidence, who speak with authority, who refuse to let fear dictate their language. Each bold statement you make is like striking a match. It lights a small flame of possibility that can grow into something larger. Over time, those flames merge into a powerful fire that clears away obstacles and reveals paths you could not see before. Fear may whisper, but boldness declares, and life always answers to the stronger voice. The right word at the right time can transform destiny, because words are not just sounds, but forces that move through people, events, and circumstances, carrying intention and power. Timing adds weight to the spoken word, turning it from something ordinary into something extraordinary. A phrase spoken too early can fall flat, while the same phrase spoken at the precise moment can change a person's mind, open a door, or shift a situation completely. Life often presents moments of choice, and in those moments, the words you choose become catalysts. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that words are like keys, and when the right key is turned at the right moment, doors swing open. It could be a single word of encouragement that lifts someone out of despair, or a declaration that sets a new course in your own life. Timing makes words powerful because it aligns them with readiness, with opportunity, and with the currents of life already in motion. Imagine someone discouraged and ready to quit, and you speak the word, rise, or try again, and suddenly something ignites in them. That ignition can change the outcome of everything. In your own journey, think about how many times you faced a decision and someone said the exact thing you needed to hear, and it gave you clarity. Those are not accidents. They are moments where the spoken word meets divine timing. The right word can dissolve fear, shift a mindset, inspire courage, or spark creativity. It can be as simple as saying yes when opportunity knocks, or saying enough when it's time to draw boundaries. Every word carries a vibration, and when spoken into the right environment, it resonates deeply and produces results far beyond its sound. This is why successful people often credit a single phrase or sentence for changing their path. A mentor said something that opened their eyes. A friend reminded them of their strength, or they themselves declared a new identity. Words in season are like rain on dry ground. They awaken potential that was lying dormant. They also require listening, because to speak the right word at the right time, you must sense when the moment is ripe. Intuition plays a role, faith plays a role, and awareness plays a role. You cannot force timing, but you can prepare for it by keeping your speech filled with wisdom and faith, so that when the moment comes, your words are ready. The law of attraction often responds most strongly to clarity and decisiveness. Saying the right thing with conviction is like drawing a line in the sand. It signals a shift. You declare, "This is my path," or "I am ready," and unseen forces move to meet you. Even one word can carry that shift. Words like begin, now, or open can trigger motion because they carry both intention and immediacy. Words also shape relationships and influence outcomes because people respond to what they hear. A kind word can build trust, while a careless one can close a heart. Knowing this, the wise guard their speech, but are also bold when the moment demands. They understand that their words can set events in motion that ripple far beyond the immediate moment. History has been shaped by speeches, promises, and declarations that were timed perfectly. In your daily life, you have the same tool, though on a different scale. The right encouragement to a colleague could lead to an opportunity. The right reassurance to yourself could help you take a leap. The right affirmation spoken before a challenge could align your mind for success. Timing adds power because it meets readiness. The ground is prepared, the seed is planted, and the conditions are right, and then a single word can bring the harvest into view. Even silence broken at the right time can become a powerful word because it carries the weight of attention and intention. Think of how many chances are lost because the right words were never spoken. Or how many victories came because someone dared to say the right thing at the exact moment it was needed. The power lies not just in vocabulary, but in discernment. The universe seems to respond to those who are alert and courageous enough to speak when the door is open. Your destiny often turns on simple statements. I can. I will. I am ready. When you speak them in the right moment, you are not just talking, you are aligning with action. And that alignment calls forth opportunities, ideas, and connections that were waiting for your permission to appear.